Hi friends, it's been a while. I'm here with a flip through of my latest journal. It's called Aurie. It wanted to be called Aurie. I've never named one of my journals before, but that's what it said it wanted to be called. So this is Aurie, and it's a 6x9 journal with 3 signatures. I used some set of printables from one shop, and I'll list that in the description box. I did this tassel. It's a little bit different than I've done tassels before. I don't know what it is that's exactly making it my favorite, but I think this is my favorite tassel I've ever made. And it's got this little bird right here. Got my lobster claw. This is my last one of this color, and I've been looking everywhere to find more of these, but I haven't been able to find them. So I don't know if they've stopped making that color or what. I got a bunch of supplies at this place called Turnip Green. If you're ever in Nashville, Turnip Green's Recycle Center. I'll put the actual for sure name in the description box because I may be butchering that, but I'm trying to see if I can find which one I got. I got so many different ones, but not all of them would obviously work in this journal, but this little bead, it's so cool. Nothing ever shows up as neat as it is in person on camera, but I think this is my favorite tassel of any of the ones I've ever made. I can't really tell you why. I don't know, but something about it, I really like it, and I tied knots in between each of the little balls, but I always love the way they sound. And so yeah, there's the tassel, and I'm going to just take that off and set it aside so it doesn't get just knocked around a whole lot while I'm working in the journal. Or not working in it, but doing the flip through. And there's my signature beads. I got several of these at that thrift store too, but I had these stars. I don't know where I got these, but I've got a bunch of different colors, and I don't think I've even used them before. If I have, not very much. So I was happy to get to use those, and there's how that looks, and I've been leaving the threads, and since Joann's is closed, which I am so sad about, I haven't been able to get my Gutermann thread anymore, and this is Gutermann embroidery thread, so it's really curly and soft, and I always just I like to play with it, and it's so different from how I used to be when I first started doing this. I always clipped all the threads off, and I always clip off the other kinds of threads, but this embroidery thread is just awesome. I love to play with it. And I put this book plate on here with this little Tim Holtz saying, and it fit perfectly in there. Then I have these butterflies that I've just added one of them and a bead to make a body. Oh yeah, and the back looks like that. So in person, this matches a little bit better, but on camera, it looks like it doesn't match. So I don't know why that is. It doesn't match perfectly, that's for sure, but it definitely doesn't look as orange in person as it looks on the camera. But I still like it. But yeah, see, look how orange that looks on camera. Oh well. All right, so here's the inside. I've covered it in fabric on the front and back, and then I made a pocket out of this trim. And there's this journal belongs to tag with that on the back. And then I used my Sizzix to make this and put some embossing stuff on it. It's like a rose gold color. So I can't remember if I said or not, but I'll put the place that I got the printables in the description box in case you're interested in that. And I've used, as always, like recycled things, new things, found things, And I'm just going to use this for showing like where the pockets are. My little tea bag things. Without gratitude, there is no prosperity. Well, I like that saying. And that's a pocket there. And then I have a couple of little charms that I put on the paper clips. I got this at the thrift store. I got 3 of these, and I thought this was going to go in this journal, but so far I haven't found a spot to put it. I don't really even know what that is. It looks like a candelabra to me, but it's a religious symbol of some sort. If you know what it is, I'd love to know about it. If you feel like sharing that in the comments. I think this set of printables is gorgeous. There were so many papers in it. It was a good value for the money, I thought. So I was really happy with it. I like the colors. I've done one other journal in these colors, but I guess those are the only 2. But I really like this color. It's kind of a pinky coral color. And I had a bunch of scrapbook papers and old supplies like these I have had for a long time. These would actually make cute dangles too, that it could be put on either a safety pin, a bob safety pin, or a paper clip. But anyway, right now I've just got those stuck in there. So what have you all been up to during these cold winter months? Is it cold where you live? I live here in Tennessee in the United States, so we had a big ice storm, and luckily we were very lucky and didn't lose power, but our son and his wife, they did lose power for a day, and Nashville really got hit hard. And I'm looking forward to springtime, which is coming up here around the corner. I used to plant flowers in March, and then we would have a frost, and I would be all upset trying to cover up my flowers and everything. So I don't do that anymore. I wait until it gets nice and warm before I plant any flowers. And that works out a lot better. But yeah, I had to learn that lesson the hard way several times. I've been told before that I'm hard-headed. I guess that's true. That can be a good thing and a bad thing. I love these stickers. These are from Regamon. She gave me a big sheet of those, and I used them all up in here. So thank you so much to her for those. I got this trim off of Temu. It was a really happy surprise or happy order. You know, when it came in, I was really happy with it. It's so pretty. And I had a lot left over, but I did use a few pieces of it in this journal. There's going to be so much area for writing in here. This is I used some packaging from washi tape where this was at the top of it. And I saved all, I've got several different colors, but anyway, I put that in there. I like to put little pieces of life in the journals. And I love this charm here. It came from Hobby Lobby just like that, and I just put it on a paper clip so it can hook something cool in there at some point. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. And this is a tuck spot here. I love birds that look like this. It's my favorite kind of little bird. It kind of reminds me of the little wren that came in my house that I was telling you all about, if you happen to have seen that video. And I had this fabric that matched pretty well, so I made a little pocket there. This is a page out of the Stamperia magazine. I've been using those here and there, and that's always fun. If I make another 8.5 by 11 journal, that would be a great place to use up a lot of those pages from the Stamperia magazine. Did I say magazine or journal? I seem to use words interchangeably as if everybody's going to know what I'm talking about. If you've been here a while, you just probably know that about me and say, oh, that's just Laura. I know what she means, even though she's saying this other word. My husband, he'll correct me, you know, he'll say, did you mean X? And I'm like, oh yeah, you know, and he's like, well, you said Y. Oh, okay. Here's one of those toilet paper things that I made several years ago. I haven't used all those up yet, but I thought that one went in here pretty well. Those were a lot of fun to make. Once I use up what I have, I'll maybe make some more. Just a little clothing tag that I tucked in there. It's another one of those that I made with my Sizzix. Coffee is one of my favorite things. I love a pretty coffee. This is my first journal to have coffee in it too. I've got some rice paper Regamon that I'm gonna hopefully use in a journal before too long with all the little coffees on it. Remember that one? Yeah, so that would be fun, a coffee journal. I guess this is kind of a coffee journal. It's got a lot of coffee pages. I guess I could have used that rice paper in here, but now I've still got it to use in another journal. And then I just used some dried flowers on this, my writing board, and laminated it. And then there's another pocket at the back. I'd had this forever. I used the other one in another journal not too long ago, and so now I've used those up. So that was pretty fun to use. I don't know if you're like me, but I love to use things that I've had for a long time. It's really satisfying. So that's it. It's pretty thick. I really enjoyed working on this one, and I appreciate you being here, spending a few minutes with me today. I'm wishing you good health, happiness, peace, and I hope wherever you are, you're staying safe. Please take good care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.